Quang Hai with the second goal in that 4-1 win against Cambodia. Vietnam, remember, have scored 12 goals in this competition, 4 goals in every game. And here's Quang Hai trying to make an immediate impact. Quang Hai down the left, cross comes in, plenty of velocity on it. Might find its way all the way back to Van Toen, who's got support. Van Toen as well, winning the ball. The flag goes up there. I think the Indonesian defenders won that one, to be honest. I'm not sure there was too much wrong with it. We'll have a look at replay. But here we go. Got to be very careful here, particularly the Indonesians. They don't want to retaliate and pick up a yellow for that. So when you're injured, you get up to have a confrontation with the player that tackled you, and then you drop down to the ground injured once more. Shambolic scenes by Indonesia, this. They're saying there was a kick out. Let's have a look at the replay. Do I owe them an apology? Well, it looked like it was as full-blooded from Hanusa. There was nothing in that. Oh. And as if by some miracle, Hanusa has gone from looking like he needed to be admitted to hospital to walking away without a scratch on him. Referee Al Yakibi, reasonable game he's had, you've got to say. He resisted the temptation to go to the card very early, didn't have much choice just before the 20-minute mark, and Shambani can have no complaints about that second yellow that led to the red. He's handled the game well so far, a game that always promised to be a difficult one to officiate with the atmosphere in the ground and so much at stake for both these teams. Oh, that sliding challenge came in there. Now, will he go back to this, the referee? Obviously not. I don't think he's given a free kick. But Vietnam just need to be careful here that they don't get dragged down to this turning into a niggly game. They've dominated possession. What few good chances they've created. And the last thing they want to do is needlessly go down to a 10-on-10. Hanusa in with the throw now. Cleared by Vietnam. They've got space to work with in the middle of the park. That was Kong Pong helping out at the back. Now they try and build through the middle. Risky play from Van Hal, but he plays it off to Tuan An. I'm sure they'll be looking for Quang Hai down this left-hand side. Here he is. Quang Hai, he's got the man over as well, which is Van Hal. They go through the middle. Good strong challenge by Indonesia on that occasion. Trying to thread the needle through the middle. They get the ball out wide. He looks for it back. Shot comes in! Whistled past the post. That's the closest Vietnam have come to score in this second half. And it was Tuan Thai. He's playing like a man who's desperate for a goal tonight. Managed to get the ball out from under his feet. The keeper wouldn't have saved that if it had been on target. Delayed reactions with his dive. But just 3 feet past the post, much to the chagrin of the Vietnamese substitutes warming up behind the goal. So Indonesia, 12 minutes plus stoppages away from doing what no other team in SEA Games football has done so far in this tournament. That's played them. And that's keep Vietnam scoreless. Wan Warm is whistled there. Oh, that was nasty as well. Quang Hai on the receiving end of that particular challenge. Indonesia, all 11, or all 10 men, I should say, behind the ball. 9 excluding the goalkeeper. It's all Vietnam doing the pressing. Captain Bu Chen Dung, the last line of defence for Vietnam, not had to be called into action too often this evening. That's a good ball through, but there's too much on it, I fear, for Van Hal, who's getting more and more forward now that Vietnam have the luxury of that extra man. Van Hal trying to expose that lack of cover down the flanks. Kartika Aji won't be taking this goal kick quickly, that's for sure. His predecessor, Hardianto, was warned for time wasting after half an hour of this game, so the referee is alive to it. And credit to Hardianto, doesn't mess around too much. Strong header from Van Kaan. Vietnam might come up with this, they do. Truan An, looking for it in front is Truan Thai. He's got plenty of support, Truan Thai. Truong there, dispossessed, but Vietnam could only clear it back to a red shirt. Here is Truong. Inside it comes. That's badly misplaced. And now Indonesia, all of a sudden it's 3 against 3. Indonesia, down the left-hand side. Haryadi. A trick and a twist and a turn. Haryadi to the byline. Too much on that. Referee's given a corner there. I'm not sure about that. And now Haryadi's gone down as if shot. Well, I want to see the replay on this on 2 counts. A, was it definitely a corner? And B, was there definitely a foul involved? It looked like he let that ball run out. It's a goal kick for mine. And certainly nothing wrong, surely, with Buchen's challenge. Shoulder to shoulder, that's fair enough, particularly when you're challenging for a ball on the byline. The thumbs up coming from the bench. And, well, he better really be injured here, Haryadi, because he's going to let his team play on here with the corner with only 9 men on the field. Wan Warm. Corner comes in. First line of defence from Vietnam deals with it. Comes back to Indonesia. And as dominant as Vietnam have been with the extra man, the fact remains the scoreline is still 0-0, and the last thing they can afford is to give away a cheap free kick or an opportunity for a goal, as they may well do here. Cross comes in, but directed horribly, and all of a sudden now Vietnam are now playing against 9 men. It's 11 against 9. Now what's the whistle for here? He can't surely have given a free kick to Vietnam here. There's another card coming out. It must be, well, that's Haryadi. How on earth has the referee stopped Vietnam in that attacking situation to caution an Indonesian? Well, we've praised Al Yakibi up till now, but that's one of the most bizarre pieces of refereeing we've seen in this entire SEA Games. Haryadi, now what's he doing? Well, I see what's happened here. He's booked him, but he was right to begin. He's come on the pitch before he was asked to come back on the pitch, but surely you wait until that attacking passage of play is over for Vietnam before you do it. Otherwise, teams will start employing that as a tactic when they're under the siege. Vietnam continuing to push. The free-scoring Vietnamese, 12 goals in 3 games, but none in 83 minutes tonight. As Indonesia show they're a different kettle of fish to the likes of Timor-Leste, Cambodia and the Philippines. But Vietnam have still been the better side. They deserve a winner. Can they find it? Nugroho with the clearance. Nugroho, the only man of the back 4 yet to receive a yellow card. There's still 4 Indonesians on the park on yellows. As David Septian, not one of the players on the yellow card, is going to be taken off here. Well, on the face of it, it's midfielder, full midfielder, but the introduction of Bahar would suggest that Lewis Miller feels that a fresh set of legs are needed in midfield to cope with this dominance that Vietnam now have. To the surprise of no one, it wasn't the previously injured Haryadi that needed to come off. He's none the worse, other than the yellow card. Flag stayed down here. Good chance for Vietnam. They're coming forward. Edge of the box. Defender goes down. They should have tried. The chance there was to pull that back for Truan Thai. It was an acres of space on the back stick. And now I think we seem to have an injury to Nugroho, who's been injured because the ball hit him. Well, we could be getting a SEA Games record here. for number of minutes added on at the end of the 90. We must be up to 7 or 8 by now. th corner of the game for Vietnam. The previous 12 haven't been that hot. What can they do here? Quang Hai with a corner, rising to try and get. I don't think it was Van Khan. Another chance comes in with a shot, still not cleared. To the edge of the box, and Trong. Kong Pong's there. Trong with a deft foot through. The flag has stayed down here. It's pulled back once more. They want the penalty, nothing doing. But he's going to be booked for diving here, I think, if it's not a penalty. Quang Hai may well be booked for diving here, maybe. No. Well, let's have a look at this. Well, take your pick. I'd like to see it once more. Diving in was Hanusa. Or maybe it is a penalty. No penalty and no yellow card for diving. Surely it had to be one or the other. Driving forward now. Tuan An. Out to the right it goes. The cross comes in. Quang Hai was lurking. Didn't get to him. Almost dropped for Trong there. And they have to just be careful, Vietnam. Wanawar is always lurking with intent, playing that lone Farrow up front. Well, under the circumstances, for the neutrals among you, the draw, probably the best thing that could happen to this game in terms of what we're faced with now on match day 5. Realistically, all 3 teams can still consider themselves a real-life chance for the semi-finals. And it will be winner-take-all when Thailand face Vietnam. But with Vietnam's superior goal difference, it would take a result of astronomical performance and proportions to deny them of a semi-final place. A draw enough to still keep them in pole position. As Indonesia win a free kick, which they will take plenty of time to get to their feet and take. Hitting the deck there, Malafani. Indonesia keeping their shape reasonably well. They do look like a team that's playing against 10 men, but in truth they haven't had, playing with 10 men I should say, but in truth they haven't really come under utter siege from Vietnam. No goal-mouth scrambles or goal line clearances to talk of. Vietnam, yes, have had their chances, but not the chances that their dominance and the style of football you'd thought would create against an Indonesian team who even before 10 men potentially felt like they were playing for a draw. They'll be relying on 3 points against a Cambodia team who are in something of disarray, and then relying on the result going their way between Thailand and Vietnam. And the result going their way in that case would be a Vietnam win. Because as it stands, with probably still about 10 minutes of football left to play here, the minute and a bit plus the stoppages for time added on. As it stands, Vietnam will top Group B after 4 games. Goal difference comes into play, not head-to-head in these cases. Of course, Indonesia and Thailand drew 1 each, so the head-to-head would be irrelevant in that situation anyway. This looks like it may well end a draw, and who knows, maybe Thailand-Vietnam will end in a draw as well. Timor-Leste still leading Cambodia by 1-0. And incidentally, if Thailand and Vietnam does end in a draw, by my mathematics, Indonesia would need to beat Cambodia by 3 or more goals, and then they would be through. So still plenty of options for taking 2 teams out of Group B. We know it will be Myanmar and Malaysia from Group A, with in all likelihood Malaysia winning the group. That's a nice ball over the top. Keeper does well there. Kartika Ajang was alive to it. Came out and snuffed out the danger. Now, the million-dollar question. How many minutes added on for stoppages here? Just 5. Well, if this was a game Vietnam desperately needed to win, you'd be asking questions about time added on there. They took 5 minutes to decide to sub the goalkeeper. So 5 minutes to make the breakthrough. Vietnam coming forward through the middle. Can someone get a shot away? Here's a great chance for Tuan Tai. What a save! What a save from Kartika Ajang. The substitute goalkeeper may well have saved a point for Indonesia at the death. What a save. Tuan Tai seemed certain to score. He'd done the hard work. He'd fashioned the space. The first touch was a good one. And the keeper somehow got enough on it to deflect it onto the crossbar. Save of the tournament so far, this from Kartika Ajang. At point-blank range, he gets a hand to it, and the crossbar keeps it out. It will, however, be a corner, and there are still 3 minutes to play. Corner comes in. Brave headed clearance, and now the Indonesians getting their supporters at it, and they're responding in kind. Pranata, the captain, asks the supporters to be the 11th man that they no longer have, and they're responding, and the players are responding as well. What a hard-fought point this would be. And it's the substitute goalkeeper, if it stays like this, who will be the hero. One of the saves of the tournament so far. But it's not over yet. Quang Hai. A loose touch from Kong Pong. Still Kong Pong. Phu Chen Dun to Trong. Runners all over ahead of him. The Vietnamese still full of energy, still making runs. They scored 4 against every team in the competition. They haven't broken the Indonesian resolve yet. Van Hal playing far, far forward. And hello, I thought for a minute they were away there. Wanawar fancied the quick counter. Apologies, that was the other substitute for Vietnam, Bahar. But instead, the free kick is given. Now, again, Trong surely won't take the chance of wasting this with an optimistic shot at goal. This will surely be chipped into the penalty area, where no doubt a resulting melee will develop. It is chipped into the penalty area, headed away. Strong, powerful header. That was Wanawar then. Only as far as Van Tan. And yet another corner. Corner number 14 of the match for Vietnam, and I can't remember, the goalkeepers had to come and claim a few of them, but I can't remember the goalkeeper having to make a save from a corner of those 14, and he hasn't got to make a save from that one either. Vietnam poor from set pieces tonight, and that's the decision that goes Indonesia's way. Well, did he get a card for that, Tuan Anh? In all fairness, he probably should have done, bearing in mind the cards that have been shown before. Smiles on the faces of the Indonesian fans. This valuable point keeps them alive. And in a twist of fate, they will, of course, now be cheering on Vietnam in just a couple of days' time to beat Thailand. Into the last 60 seconds of time added on. Manafani, he's worked hard tonight for Indonesia. They've been second best, but the honours look like they're going to be even here. Van Hal not happy the second ball's come on the pitch. Presumably it was put on there by the Indonesians. Came from their direction, certainly. Have they got time to launch one more attack? Tuan Anh, the substitute. Out wide it goes to Van Tan. Vietnam still not being panicked, to be fair to them. And the flag stays down here for Van Tan. And it's corner number 15. And Van Tan's going to take it. This will be the last play of the game. They go short. Try and catch Indonesia unawares, and that will do it. A brave display by Indonesia. Very much keeps their semi-final hopes alive. The Vietnamese will be bitterly disappointed they didn't make the breakthrough, having scored 12 goals in 3 games, 4 each against their previous 3 opponents. They failed to break down first the rugged determination of Satria Tama Hardianto, and then the substitute goalkeeper who played the last 20 minutes, Kartika Aji, with one of the saves of the tournament so far, maintained the Indonesian clean sheet and meant Vietnam could only grab a point when a win would have guaranteed their participation in the semi-final. So it comes down to this. Match day 5 sees Indonesia probably needing to beat Cambodia by 3 clear goals, and if that happens and Vietnam beat Thailand, then they, not the Thais, will be the semi-finalists. Plenty of permutations to ponder. That's what group stage football is all about. No goals, but a hard-fought encounter and plenty of talking points, including that second yellow card from Shambandi that led to his dismissal, when arguably he could have got a straight red for the second indiscretion. Nice to see both sets of players shaking hands heartily at the end. They both know, of course, particularly Indonesia, that there's plenty still to play for, and they'll now be cheering Vietnam on against Thailand on Thursday. But it ends goalless here at the Selayang Stadium. Vietnam 0, Indonesia 0. So from a dramatic finish over 95 minutes at the Selayang, now a dramatic 10 and a bit seconds from the Bukit Jalil Stadium. Let's get to Paul Dempsey for the men's 100 metres final.
Calvi Kang of Singapore, Bobby Yasby of Indonesia, Jonathan Niepa of Malaysia, Eric Sean Cray, the superstar, leading the way, but he's got a young contender from Malaysia on his shoulder who's set tonight to bid for glory and make himself probably the biggest track star in this country in decades. So here's Calvin Kang, two-time medalist in relays, but never as a solo athlete, in lane 2. Yasby Bobby of Indonesia, silver medalist 2 years ago. Jonathan Niepa of Malaysia. Ran 10:28 in Korea recently, but the support act in that jersey at the moment. Eric Sean Cray has come through one mighty test already this evening to defend the first part of his double from 2 years ago in the 400 metres hurdles. Can he do it again under the pressure? The pressure coming from the man immediately beside him. Fresh, young and fearless from Malaysia, Karul Hafiz. Jirapong Minapa, look out for this little routine. More for the cameras than the opposition, I think. 2013 double champion. Kritsada Namsung of Thailand. Got a bit to do to match his teammate in the identification stakes, but anyway. And 127 Iswandi of Indonesia, a silver medalist in 2013, bronze in 2015. So there's an awful lot of men who've done it in the big time, and the one unknown, how will the young star here in Malaysia, Karul Hafiz, cope with it? Drawn together with Cray. Cray survived the closest possible call in the first part of his double earlier tonight. Away in the men's 100 metres, and Hafiz has got away to a flyer from Malaysia, and Cray has got to run him down, and he's not going to do it, and the King's career comes to an end, and we're going to crown a new champion, and he's a Malaysian, and he's about to become a national hero and a superstar. He has done it. Khairul Hafiz Jantan. He has smashed two long-standing national records in the run-up to this, and they said he could not cope with the pressure, and they were wrong. What a performance. A major talent bursts on the scene here in Kuala Lumpur. Cray is dethroned. They can scarcely believe it, but it has happened. What a brilliant performance. Now, a few of the Malaysian boys who've got medals earlier today have been doing their best to steal the photo opportunities, but I think that is a race that's all over as well, because we've just seen the shot that will be on every front page here in Kuala Lumpur in the morning. Natural smile, personable young man, doesn't know where the talent comes from, but he is mighty swift and he's mighty cool under the pressure. He was the most inexperienced man in the field, and yet he dominated, really, from the off. Cray immediately inside him, just seemed to jump out slightly the quicker, but by now he's already in second spot, and he knows he won't be able to get the better of this opponent. He got away with it by the thinnest of margins earlier tonight, but there's clear daylight in the 100, and what a run out